Hey everyone, Aaron Stewart, Data Access Golf, the live show, the pre-tournament show. We've got the Travelers starting tomorrow. So I was just kind of jumping in and looking at some stats that I thought were pretty cool, pretty interesting. The Travelers is, boy, it seems like it's been around quite some time, but up there in Connecticut, Cromwell, Connecticut, at the TPC River Highlands. And defending champion is Bubba Watson. So... interesting little course, though. It's a par 70, and it's only 6,800 yards. So, obviously, you would think that Bubba Watson wouldn't necessarily be the one that would get out and do well here, but he moves his ball and controls it really well and has obviously done very well. He's got 3 wins. He's been in the tournament 12 times and has made the cut 10 times, and he is the defending champion. So... anyway, just kind of looking through at some of the favorites for the of the week and trying to pull down some of the stats and things about it, and it looks pretty cool. So I've only got a little bit of time. I'm actually meeting my 2 youngest kids for a little round of golf tonight, so looking forward to meeting up with them. But before we do that, let's just jump right in and look at some stats and hopefully maybe help you with your fantasy picks or whatever. Let's take a look. Cool. Welcome back. Yeah, so just kind of looking over, there's some players here that have played very well, that have done super well on this course and really obviously like it. But we've got a pretty good field, at least based on what we know so far. We're going to have Paul Casey there and Russell Henley, and we'll see Jordan Spieth, Tony Finau, obviously a local favorite here, and Daniel Berger back from his injury will be playing, and even Brooks Koepka's made the trip, and obviously Bubba Watson, Bryson DeChambeau. So some good folks showing up there to play the course, and we'll see how it goes. Based on what I'm looking, and I just kind of I went out and pulled what they've done in the past and their average finish over the years, and Paul Casey actually comes out, if you average his finishes over the year, he actually comes out on top. He averages finishing 6th. So that's pretty amazing. He's actually never won, but he's been he was tied for 2nd last year, tied for 5th in 2017. So he plays this course really well. 2015 he finished 2nd. So he's trending well on this course, and he's obviously played well at Pebble Beach against Phil Mickelson. And Russell Henley, he's made both times he's played it, he's made the cut, and he's got 1 top 10. He averages 6th place. You've got Tony Finau here. Now, it's pretty interesting because he didn't play it in 2018. But in the 3 previous years, he's shot right at, so he finished -6 total in 2017 and then -7 for 2016 and 2015. And that put him at tied 25th for both 16 and 15, but tied 17th. In 2017. So it'll be interesting to see. He averages finishing 22nd spot. Jordan Spieth averages 21st spot. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it all figures out. Brooks Koepka, he's played 3 times, but he seems to alternate every other year. So he's played in 2014, 2016, and 2018, and now he's playing again this year. And he averages 26th in the previous times that he's played. But obviously, 2014 he finished 51st. So that obviously doesn't really count very much. So really cool tournament. Be fun to watch it for sure. $7.2 million is the purse. It's a par 70. I mentioned it was only 6,800 yards. So those that move their ball well tend to do a lot better on this course. And we'll definitely see how that goes. So one thing I wanted to touch on really quickly, I had a good question come up in the comments on the YouTube channel that I was trying to respond to. It's getting harder to do that, to stay on top of all the comments, but we're trying here. But the question was, what kind of golf ball do I use? And that's, I guess it's a fair question. I typically play a Titleist golf ball, a Pro V1 or a Pro V1X, just depending on the time of year. And so when greens start to get a little bit firmer, I like to play a Pro V1. And when things are super soft in the summer, I like to play a Pro VX. And that's just personal preference. And a lot of people think that's a little backwards, but for me, that works out a lot better. I don't know why, but that just works out a lot better as far as spin rates and holding greens and and kind of figuring out how far the ball will back up. That's the one thing that I didn't used to like about the Pro V1 is it just would spin back too much. I like a ball that takes kind of a one hop and stops there. And Pro V, that Titleist seemed to figure that out. So for a while there, I went away and started playing. I played a TaylorMade, the Penta golf ball. I thought was amazing. I loved that golf ball. I played the Callaway. I can't remember what it was. It was like the blue or something when Callaway first got into it. That was a good golf ball. I've played Bridgestone for a little bit. But for me, all the golf balls are very similar. You've got some folks that are playing Callaway balls like Phil Mickelson and Francisco Molinari. They play Callaway balls. They're really good players. You've got players that play Titleist, Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth, and we know who they are. And for a long time, Ricky Fowler played the Titleist, and then pretty publicly switched to a TaylorMade ball this year, and just said that he found it to be better. Ultimately, and it's hard for me to really believe. I don't know how much they paid Ricky Fowler, but I'm guessing it's millions of dollars. And for millions of dollars, I'd play any one of those balls. I just don't think that makes that big a difference for me. I do like to have a custom number. I think I've mentioned this before. My custom number is 78, which is my wife's birthday. I used to actually have her birth year on there, and that she got really angry at that about 10 years ago. So the year is gone, and we don't even talk about it, right? She's eternally 29, and she's eternally 29 and never looks a day over 25, and that's the party line, and we stick with that there. But right now I have a 7-8. That's her birthday, July 8th, which is awesome. And I will not reveal the year ever again. But if you count back, she's 25, which would make me a really creepy guy at 52. But anyway, that's beside the point. So golf balls really come down to personal preference. I don't notice the technology has gotten so amazingly good right now that, I mean, even Tiger Woods telling me that the Bridgestone ball is the best he's ever played, for the amount of money he's making, I can't believe any of them. So there's really, I got to be honest, there's no club, there's no nothing out there that I totally believe in. The guys that I believe in most are the ones that aren't taking money from the manufacturers. Otherwise, I just assume that they sold out. Like Justin Rose going to Honma. I don't think Honma's a better club than TaylorMade. He switched, everything's fine, the specs are all the same, and Honma was able to fit them up. He just followed a TaylorMade guy over there and happened to like him and got the same setup with Honma. I really believe that any club that you decide to play is probably going to work out for you if you take the time to get fit. And if you're going to really get fit, then make sure that your swing's in a better place before you do get fit. But even if you do, it's usually just a change in a shaft, so it doesn't really matter that much. So that's essentially my answer. I really think any golf ball that works for you is great, but I got to be honest too. When I'm out playing on a course and the rare off chance that I hit one into the booger bushes and happen to find another ball in there, and whether it's Bridgestone or Callaway or TaylorMade, if it's any one of those premium balls, I'll play it. If it's a Pinnacle or something hard, I won't play that. And that's pretty much the bottom line. And for me, it's more about, I guess I will say this. For me, it's more about how it feels off the driver. And all those premium balls are starting to feel very similar off the driver. Some of the Pinnacles, the harder balls, the top flights, those kind of balls, you can feel it off the driver, and I don't like that. If it's not a little soft, I just feel like there's less control somehow. And I know that it's only a fraction of a second and it's all mental, but that's just the way I feel. I feel more comfortable with a premium ball off the driver. But putting, I will say that I don't mind a harder golf ball when I putt. So like when we play in scrambles and things and I happen to grab somebody else's ball, I actually kind of like the feel of a harder golf ball when I'm putting. But obviously you have to play the same ball all the way through. I do like a softer golf ball off the wedges. I do believe that you can control it better. I don't like a hard golf ball off the wedges. I don't like the clicky sound off the wedges. So it just comes down to personal preference. any one of these golf balls will be a very good fit for you, especially if you're paying for the premium ball. And I don't necessarily think you have to pay for the premium ball. That Costco ball, I don't know if any of you have played that, the Kirkland ball, it's a good ball. I mean, I had no problem with it. I've played the TaylorMade, what is it, the TaylorMade A, the amateur, whatever. It's a good ball. I had no problem with that one either. I don't really notice a difference. For me, it's really about a custom number and how it feels off the driver and wedges. It doesn't really bother me. I can putt anything off the putter. That doesn't bother me at all. And the final sort of thing is the dimple pattern. I will say that dimple patterns bother me. And the little hexagon shapes as dimples, I don't really like those. Some of the Bridgestone dimple patterns are quite unnerving. I really don't like the balls with all the different designs on them. Those don't make a whole lot of sense to me. Because I'm trying to find I know that there's some sort of mental yada yada. I probably should look into that to see what the heck we're trying to do. Because if it's really something that can pull you out, then I would be interested in that. But it doesn't seem to be something that pulls you out. It almost seems like they're trying to do something to you mentally. And once you go back in here, I mean, that's danger zone, right? That's between the ears is a bad neighborhood when you're playing golf. So I don't know necessarily what those do, but I should probably look into it if I'm going to actually do this for realsies, right? So my framing's poorly set up there. So anyway, looking forward to the Travelers Championship, still basking in the glow of the U.S. Open. I thought that was awesome. And as far as golf balls go, play with whatever you're comfortable with. I don't think it makes that big of a difference. I don't think Tiger Woods is... It may be the best ball he's ever played with, but I don't know if you can really tell that much. Maybe they can. I can't. Whether it's TaylorMade, Titleist, Callaway, whatever, they all seem to be the same to me. They all feel the same to me, especially off the driver and the putter. Those premium balls are all very similar. I don't notice moving more. At one time, I thought that the TaylorMade ball penetrated through the air better. I don't even know if that's true anymore. I actually did hear some research that it did penetrate through the wind better, and I heard Ricky Fowler talking about the TaylorMade ball penetrating through the air better, the wind better, especially when you're going into the wind. I don't know. I don't know. So if you have any comments on the balls or why you play your balls or which golf balls you enjoy, and I'd like to hear why. I'd like to hear why you chose the golf ball you chose. Did you get fit for it? I remember Bridgestone used to do that. That didn't make a whole lot of sense because the numbers were pretty much the same all the way across when they actually let you use some of your other golf balls to compare. They just fit you into a Bridgestone and tell you this is the best Bridgestone for you, but they didn't want you hitting any of the other golf balls to compare, which, whatever. I get it. They're trying to sell their golf ball. But yeah, I would love to hear why you choose the golf ball that you play with. So if you've got any sort of comments on that, leave them down here in the comments section, or you can find us on YouTube. You can find us obviously here on Facebook where we're doing the live. Instagram, follow us there. And should love to hear comments on why you play the golf ball that you play and your pick for the Travelers Championship. I'm going with Tony Finau. I think he's going to have a good week this week. So until next time, thanks for joining in. Remember, better data always means better golf, and I hope you have a good afternoon. I'm going to go play a little golf this afternoon, but I hope you get out and play this weekend. Until then, thanks. We'll see you next time.